Hello, lovely species. I don't know why I had the urge to be like, my name is Kaylin. Anywho, my name is Kaylin. Um, I kind of wanted to just talk about my patience. I was told that I need to learn how to enjoy my time of patience, enjoy my time in patience. I feel like that's something I've tried to work on growing up because I could vividly remember me having moments of just being like really impatient, like, like oh some shit like that, and that's literally the thought, or that's literally what I see in my head when I think about me having my impatient moments. It's always a lip smack, like, and a deep breath, just like that. Um, but I can't say I've worked on it a lot more. And it's so crazy when I think about the idea of patience or me being patient. So many things pops up in my head. I just thought about being told that I've planted a seed, but I'm impatient about the seed growing. So I'm literally just like standing over the seed like this, waiting to see something. And that's me, most definitely. And then I also think about my patience with children and how I've taught myself to be less or slow to react when it comes to kids, opposed to like when I'm sitting here talking to a fucking adult. Like I get real impatient with adults because it's like you're an adult, but with kids, it's like I have the patience to repeat myself. I don't mind. I don't never remind Peter myself to a child. I don't. I don't. And it comes with ease. It's just like I don't mind giving my energy away to that. An adult it's a different thing. And I do think those are it's kind of like those two differ a little bit, because it's like different contexts. And then something else that I think about is I was just on the phone with my friend last night, and I was talking about my family, I guess. He was talking about how there has to be a common ground when it comes to, certain family members of trying to still show that the love is there without just being rude about it, or more so revoking certain things out of boundaries. And so I was confused because I was like, I wonder what my common ground could be. I feel like we're already at a common ground, which is what I said. And he tried to elaborate on something else, but then I kind of went down a comparison rabbit hole of how I treat my father versus how I treat everybody else on my mother's side. And I was basically saying that with my father, I feel like I could have a common ground with him because even though he fuck up, even though he pisses me off, even though he's a nigga, he always can dial it back at the end of the day, you know. So that understanding, that common understanding, that common point, we can always come back to the middle and start from there again. There can always be that common ground when it comes to him. And then I also, well, that led me to talking about how much I have seen his life change and how much I've seen him grow as a person. And then I also mentioned that I don't ever really see too many people change for the better. I'm not going to lie, at least within my life, outside of like the internet and stuff. Like, of course, you'll see somebody change on the internet, but in my life, no. Like, I see a lot of stagnant things around me in other people. So I was just saying, yeah, like, when I was younger, my daddy was going to jail. He was in probation. It was like all this hood rat shit. No shade. No shade, father. But all this hood rat shit. And as soon as he got off probation, oh, I wouldn't even say as soon as he got off probation, he was literally actively changing his life around as he was on probation. Like, I remember there were certain things that he wouldn't do just out of the safety of not having to potentially or um, just be in a situation where it would cause for him to have to violate his probation and stuff like that. And I'm saying, like, he's just grown as a person. Like, he used to be one of those people that would leech off of other women, and I don't, I don't see that happen these days. I don't see none of that happen anymore. Like, it's just so different. And I was saying that I have a lot of respect for him because I feel like it's easy to learn from him, you know? And when I say that, I mention how, or when I say that, I'm speaking to how things were hell before it was heaven for him. He went through years of hell, years of like fighting for certain things, years of fighting for the truth and all this extra shit. And it's like eventually it came, but with patience. And the fact that he knew to be patient, the fact that he just let it all go and he just decided I will be patient, that made me like, yeah, I could get behind some shit like that. I can get behind a person like that. Like, I could find a common ground with someone like that because I feel like that kind of ties back into my morals and my character. So it's like, yeah, I could find a common ground with that. But when it comes to somebody like wanting you to just completely be on their side and neglect your side, I can't find a common ground with that. And it's just, I'm going to choose me every motherfucking time. I'm going to choose me. It's just going to have to be like that. And it is what it is, and I don't give a fuck, actually. And so I was trying to, break that down to him and let him know, like, that's just like a whole different situation. Like, I don't mind finding a common ground. I'm actually a very common ground type of bitch, actually. I know how to let shit go. I know how to be able to take accountability. If you gonna take accountability, like, I know how to do those things. I know how to be able to let my pride go. Because I really don't give a fuck. Like, we could all, never mind. But I don't be giving a fuck that much. Like, it don't be that deep to me. It's deep for only so fucking long before I drop it, and that just be the end of it forever. So I think about patience in that way. I think about patience and the fact that um, sometimes you really do have to plant that seed, and that seed might take years to fucking grow, but at the end of the day, it will grow. At the end of the day, some good things will come from whatever it is that you planted. Well, if that's your intentions, it'll come from whatever it is that you planted. And um, I don't know. It's just interesting to think about the concept of patience and how that could be relayed in so many different ways, so many different ways. And I know that I have the willpower to have patience. Um, I think something else that I'm trying to do outside of like allowing my plans to come into fruition is having patience with adults. Because, like I said, I don't mind being patient with a child, but I literally have to tell myself that you were able to reveal that within yourself. So I believe that it's also within you to be able to be more patient with adults. Um, that's not to say break my boundaries or whatever for the sake of them, but it's like I definitely do have to. I gotta be. Well, I don't gotta do anything. I don't gotta do shit. But this is just for the betterment of like the plans that I do have. I don't want to come in wreaking havoc everywhere I fucking go. I don't mind wreaking havoc. I don't mind doing none of that. Actually, I don't. But at the same time, it's more about the end goal for me. If it wasn't about the end goal, I would be a completely different person. Trust. I swear to God. But it's about the end goal for me. So because the end goal matters, like I do um, take heed in the things that I try to do better as a human being, a young lady, a beautiful young woman, if you will. But so yeah, I'm just working on trying to be more patient with adults, and I'm also taking that advice of trying to um, enjoy my time of patience, of trying to just enjoy the process, smell the roses a little bit. I always say shit like I need to stop and smell the flowers, or I am stopping to smell the flowers, but I think I literally, like, for real, I need to stop and smell the flowers. I gotta chill. I have to chill. This be my thing. Like, I get real obsessive about some stuff. Like, I really do. I be getting real obsessive, and that's why I just hate anxiety. Cause it's like I don't like that constant repeating in my head or that constant thing of certain shit popping up. I don't like that. Cause it's like, girl, I know it's not that deep. So like, you gotta chill. But yeah, so that's really what I've been doing lately. I'm not gonna lie. Ever since I was told that, I felt like that was enough confirmation for me to know that good things are coming. Like, I don't really have to sit here and question anything or um build doubt or whatever within my mind. And another thing is I don't have to do that because it's a lot of new things that I'm already starting. So I don't have the time and the opportunity to doubt myself low key. So it's like, girl, you're actually right. And I know that you're right because I see it happening already. So it's like, okay, cool. But I'm still trying to learn how to be grounded within these moments. And yeah, I've been more intentional about um, being outside again. I feel like I never really left outside, but it's just I haven't been outside like I usually would be outside, if that makes sense. Like, I haven't really just sat and paid attention to the sounds of the wind. I haven't really just sat and listened to the silence of outside and hearing the birds chirp or the crickets or shit like that. I haven't really just sat outside, but I've been outside. I've been out the house, if you will. I've been out the house. But yeah, I've been more intentional about sitting outside and um yeah, so that's that. I'm working on it. Things have been pretty cool though. I can't lie. Things have been really good lately. Um I always love the second half of the year because I feel like everything just feels so much more digestible, and it's just that I don't know. I just get an instant cozy feeling when August hit. As soon as August hit, I was like, it's fall time. I know it's not, but that's just literally where my mind went. It's like my mental and my energy just shifted. So I'm really excited. My birthday next month. I'm very excited. I'm very, very excited. Um, yeah, that's what's been going on. Things are cool over here. Things are great. Um, Thank you for watching or listening. It's just a little rant. I ain't have much to say for real. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I love you. Goodbye.